So, welcome, guys. Is there anyone here for the first time? Welcome. So, could you introduce yourself to the group? So, could you tell me your name, your age, where you're from, those stuff? I think you're muted. Your microphone is.
Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Andressa. I'm from Cotia, São Paulo. I'm 22 years old. Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you here. So, let me explain a little bit how it works. Today, every week, I bring a topic for us to talk about, and I put some questions here on the chat about this topic, and I put a slide for people that are not here. They can see us, and they can see what is happening. And yeah, sometimes I put a video and share with you guys about the topic that we are gonna discuss. And that's it. We're just here to learn with each other and to practice English. So that's it. So when we start, I need everybody to introduce themselves. So like you did right now, to tell where we're from, what we do, our hobbies, those things. So Marcio, can you introduce yourself a little bit?
Of course. I'm Marcio, 38, married. I have 3 children, 1 son, 2 daughters, and I was born in Bahia. Today I live in São José dos Campos, control site, São Paulo. I play the guitar, contrabass, keyboard, musical instruments. I like it. This is my childhood. I like this year to I wake up early because for me, I enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, enjoy the study. For me, this year important. Yeah, I like it the moment. And I'm free time in weekend with ride a bike with my daughter and make food, different delicious food I like with my family. And I watch series, and I like series Gotham, his history, the Batman. Yes, I like Batman. That's it, guys. Thank you for listening.
So what about you, Wanda? Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Wanda. I'm from Niterói, Rio de Janeiro. I'm a dancer. I have 2 sons, 1 grandson, and 2 daughters-in-law, and 2 cats. Yes.
So, Andressa, do you want to say something else or just that? You want to add something about yourself?
I majored in biology last month. I like music, watching TV shows, movies. I have a cat too. That's it.
So that's awesome. So I'm Luana. I'll be your hostess today. I'm not a teacher itself, but I'm here to help you with your English and to talk about different things with you guys. And I have 2 dogs. I love animals. And I don't know, I love music too. I love to watch Netflix all the time. So yeah, that's it. That's a little bit about me. And yeah, we can start with the questions right now. So the topic I brought today is about elections. So yeah, don't be afraid about it. we are not going to talk about politics or politicians or who are going to vote or anything about it. We are going to talk about the importance of voting, just the importance, but not about who are you going to vote or what politics you like, not about that. We're not going to discuss and fight about anything. It's a great topic. We're just going to talk about how important it is to vote, to do your part, you know. And I brought the questions here. Let me share with you guys. Wait a second. Yeah, here we go on the chat. Can you guys see it? Okay. So don't worry. And let's start. So the first question is, do you believe democracy is important? So do you believe that democracy is important in a country in general? Just tell me your opinion and what do you think about that? So Wanda, do you believe democracy is important?
Yeah, I believe democracy is really important for us, but there is another kind of countries, and then in these countries like Saudi Arabia, don't have a democracy, have a monarchy, and they live happy. I have many friends from Saudi Arabia, and he's really happy with the politicians there. I think for us in the Occident, I don't know in English, is really important, but we need to respect another countries with they choose.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. Like there are different types of politics in different countries, and that doesn't mean that only one works. Sometimes it works in a different way in a different country, and it's a great country to live. So, and sometimes I think that a country that has the things that you like in a politics, I don't know how to say that, they are not as great as the other. I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, it's like that. All the countries, all the cultures need to respect. If the country is really, really kind of their population.
Yeah. So, Matthew, do you believe that democracy is important for you?
Of course, yes, the democracy very, very important for me, for the populations. It's super important for the Brazilian, inclusive, and populations. I think and population maybe we need more interest. I think our mind is still weak with it. I think on the questions and democracy, but inclusive in Brazil, very important. Yes, but in interest, interesting on the people. Yes, of course, very important on the Brazil principle.
Yeah, I agree. So, Andressa, what about you?
Yes, I think the same. I think it's very important, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Brazil is a democracy country, and I think it's just good. The people can all decide together what is the best, what is the best for the country.
Yeah, I agree with you. So I think I agree with all of you guys, and I think I don't know. I think right now the best thing for us Brazilians, I think it's to have democracy and to have the right to vote. And because I think that each country has a different situation, and I think in our country the best way right now is to have the right to vote and to change the things that you want to change, and that's it. So the second question is, why do you think it's important not to vote no, like not vote at all? So why do you think it's important to do that? So Wanda, what do you think about it?
It's totally important because you need to choose the program of the government you want. In my case, I focus in education. For me, is the most important. Then I search while the person has a program with more education for population, basic and all the education. It's a great point for me. And if I don't vote, can other person choose another one, and this other person perhaps don't like education or don't do importance for education. I think we need to put our thought in our vote.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that if you don't vote, somebody will count the point like there for you. So it's not like you're not having the right to choose the right one for
Yes,
you.
it's the right of the citizen. We need to vote no. It's totally insane for me, but I respect.
So Marcy, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with Wanda. But guys, it's right that people have, yeah, yeah, people having, okay, and then we must respect. But people need to study and need to study a lot and government, study politics, yes, and because understanding our understanding uh, situation on the country, uh, situation on the country, oh, no vote no is not understanding the people, not understanding of the situation Brazil on the country. Okay, but if it's good not or yes vote no, it's right that the people have, but people very important understanding of government government or politics study. Yeah, it's very important on the country, our country.
Yeah, I think you had a point, like usually like people, there are a lot of people that don't know about what is working with Brazil, with the with the politicians and politics. So they don't know who they are going to choose and who they think it's better for them. So they don't have an opinion and they don't pick anybody. So I think that it happens, and yeah, I think we need to respect these people that vote no, because sometimes they just don't know what is happening, and they are not interested, or they don't have the opportunity to know about it. So yeah. And Andressa, what about you? What do you think?
Yes, I'm thinking we all should vote in someone, no, vote no. And I agree with the both of you guys who talk. I think education is very important to understand the situation we are right now. And the situation, I agree with uh, everyone should vote for someone right now. But I think people forget we're just not voting for president right now. So sometimes the people focus so much in the president and forget we have to vote in others. I don't know how to say this word, but I think it
Yeah.
is this.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there are a lot of people focusing only on the president and they forget about the other things that they need to vote. So yeah, it's important to have everything set on a list for the day you're going to vote, because it's not only the president, so we need to think about the others. So let's go to the third question. And it's wrong here. It's not 8 years old, it's 18. It's like doesn't make sense at all. So do you
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
8 years
totally
old.
different.
So do you believe 18 years old are ready to vote? Not 8, 18. So Wanda, do you believe that 18 years old are ready to vote?
Yeah, 18. Yeah, I believe. 8 not is totally in childhood. But yeah, it's a kind of time when you have your mind so open to choose many things. And if the person with 18 years old can vote with a mistake, when you take 80 years old, you can do mistakes too. Uh, I believe, 18 years old is totally ready to vote. I think Luana is frozen. Okay.
Yeah, I'm listening. So Matthew, what about you? Do you believe that 18 years old are ready to vote?
So guys, at first, people need to understand. Yeah, I first understand. Okay, for me, principle, understand a lot and vote a lot politics for me first. So because vote we need more understand people, okay, first understand first, but I don't know, compartilhar hours the people. Yes, first me, I understand politics or vote or governations, but compartilhar the populations.
Yeah, I agree. So, Andressa, what about you?
I think they could and they should vote because it's their right. So, yeah, I think they should vote.
Yeah, I think that I agree. I think that for me, I think 18 years old, I think it's not about, for me, it's not about like the age you vote, but how ready you are to vote on someone. Because sometimes there are older people that they don't have no idea, and there are younger people that are ready to show their thoughts and to, vote on somebody they like. So I think it's not about the age, but how ready you are to vote on someone, I think. And yeah, the fourth question is, do you remember when was the first time you vote? And how was it for you? So do you remember? So, Wanda, do you remember the first time you had to vote?
I don't remember. It was a long, long time ago. I don't remember. Sorry.
So, Marcy, do you remember?
Yeah, it's long time, a long time too. But I think I thought I was the good people this moment because I not understand this moment. Yes, a long time. Yes, I don't remember, but I think I thought was good people this moment because vote I consider very important. Uh, since childhood, this today, but a long time I don't remember.
So, what about you, Andressa?
For me, it was just 4 years ago, 2018. Was my first time. I think was with a mix of feelings, but I was happy to doing it for the first time.
So, guys, the fifth question is, what are your expectations for this election? So, not about the politicians, but about what do you want to change in our country? Not about who, but what we're gonna change. So, what do you think we should change? Do you want to see change in our country this election? So, Wanda, what do you think?
I hope that the president and the legislative, I don't know in English, could do many laws about improving our education and less corruption in the government and taking the money for the health in the health, not in their pockets.
Yeah. So, Marcy, what about you?
So, guys, and questions very hard, but depend of the elections, we must believe in Brazil. Yes, because and Brazil is very beautiful. Yes, it's beautiful Brazil. I like Brazil. Okay, but depending of the vote in elections, and we must believe on the country because and believe in my case I have children and important to my children. Okay, and I believe in Brazil and better, Brazil and good. Yes, I believe this.
Yeah, I think you're right. We need to vote in a great person so we can change our future for the future generations, you know, the kids and who are going after us. And Andressa, what about you?
I want to see investment, public in education, because I believe is the right direction if we want to see Brazil like if you want to see Brazil development, I think is the right direction.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree with all of you guys. And I think that I want to see less corruption, like Vanda said. And I think we should focus on health and education first, because we are like after this pandemic and those stuff that happened, I think it was the worst part that happens from these years, like the health and the education, they went down. So I think we should focus more on that. And I think that maybe I think that the next government should like continue with the project of the last one. I don't know how I can explain that, but usually we have one government and then the next one changes everything that the last one did. So I don't know how we're gonna change a thing if we are always changing what the last one did. You know what I mean? So I think we should have a project for a long time, you know, not for only those little years. So,
This is the argument from my friends in Saudi Arabia, because they talk about this. A king do many things. Another king came and continues the politicians, the politics public. It's insane. Here in my city, they change the color of all the things. If one major is blue and all the traffic signs and another thing get blue, another one, and the costumes of the garis, I don't know in English, change all the kinds, all the colors, and another one now is orange. For what? For what this? Insane.
yeah, I think our money is just getting like they are using our money for I don't know why.
I think all the things is for corruption. They put a price and give another price and put inside the pocket.
Yeah, here in my city we had like on the beach we have these electric lights for the street. And then they last government they did they reform everything, so they changed everything and became like beautiful. And then this government they started changing it again, and I was like, ew, they have a lot of things to change, but they change what is already changed.
Yeah,
so I
it's
don't
insane that kind of things. It's insane. It's for corruption, of course. It's for corruption.
yeah. So let's go to the next question then. Uh, Yeah, what we already answered. What would you change in your country if you were part of the government? I think we answered. So I think we should go to the next question too, because it will be better. Yeah, would you be ready to be a politician? Would you be ready? What would you do? So, Wanda, what would you do if you were a politician?
Oh my gosh, I don't like this environment of politicians because I don't believe in politicians because I see the corruption, and if I get a politician with a varinha de condão, de condão, okay, I could do that. But inside of this environment with many corruptions, justice has corruption, politicians has corruption, and they get integrate one each other for many money. I think I give up for this this kind. Yeah.
So, Matthew, what about you? What would you do if you were a politician?
I don't think so. But in my mind, one person alone would not change the country, for example. I believe we need a better understanding. First, education. Yes, child and principal. First, education. Yes, first. I don't believe so. I would ready to be politicians, but understanding for education first.
Yeah, I think it's a huge difference between the private schools and the public schools. So even if we had the pandemic, like we had like this thing that anybody had it wasn't the same as presence. So the online classes, they weren't the same as the present classes. But even if we had that, we still had a really huge difference between the private and the public schools. So I think that the public schools, they still are worse than the private ones, unfortunately. So we had a lot of kids that are going to, I don't know how to say in English, they are learning to write and to read, and they go to the second grade or third grade and they still don't know how to do that because of the pandemic. So they still don't know how to write or to read. And
But
we had
I think it's not a problem during the pandemic or for this moment. Always, every time, Brazilian politicians don't focus in education. Focus for market, but focus, really focus. No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I agree. Like they put this as a marketing to get the
Yeah.
vote of the people. Like they
Yeah.
put it, I'm gonna invest on education.
Health and
Yeah.
education only for the marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
It was many times ago. It's not for this
I
time.
agree.
It's
I agree. Like it was always, the public education was always
ever time, ever.
Yeah.
And public hospitals, ever.
Yeah, I agree. Guys, I think too, to be a politician, you almost think about the next. Yeah. I see is the most difficult, but to be the politicians about the next first, okay, and difficult this moment, difficult on the country. Yes, in my mind, okay.
Yeah, I agree. Like we talked about, like usually they don't continue what the last one was doing. They change everything, and it doesn't work because they want to do everything in one. How can I say in English? I don't know. In one.
Mandato.
Yeah. So, Andressa, what about you? Would you be ready to be a politician?
I don't think so. But if I do, I think I will focus on my city because it's I know here. So if I can make a change, I think it'll be here. So because I studied here, I live here since I was 3 years old. So I think if I would be a politician, I think I can try change the things I think should have been changed here.
Yeah, like I think it's better to, I think, to in a city because it's smaller. Because imagine to have, like, to be the president of a country, you have to see everything and to control each part of the country. So if you don't focus on the north, people are going to complain. If you don't control the south, people are going to complain. So it's a huge country that we need to focus on each country to change the things. So yeah, yeah, and that's why I think people usually, the politicians, they usually focus only on the huge cities usually, because that's where people see mostly the changes. But when you go to the small cities, they don't know what is happening, they don't care, because it's a huge country. So I think that's more something, I think it's, I don't know, easier, not easy, but like better to control a small part, a small piece of it, because huge countries, we have a lot of things to care about. So yeah, that's something to think about. So yeah, the it's the last question, but we can talk about different things about this topic, about voting and your thoughts about it, about our country. So the last question is, how important is voting to you? I think we've already answered that, but yeah. So do you want to say something else about the things about our country, the changes?
I think we need to talk about fighting in family because of politicians. I think our family is so much important than politicians. We need to hug our parents, our family, and not fight because they get enemy in a time, and they get best friends in another time, the politicians. And we fight with our heart person. It's so terrible that when I see family fight each other because of of the kinds of person like politicians. Yeah.
So
You need
yeah,
to get
I
more
agree.
heart for our family or
Yeah.
our friends too.
Like I agree with what you said, that sometimes they are the politicians, they are against each other, but the next day they are together. So
Yeah,
it happens.
it
So
happens.
so we are fighting for what we don't need to fight about it. So yeah, does it ever happen to your family, like a situation that they thought about politicians, like big fight about it?
Yeah, and in group, WhatsApp group has so many fights, and they give back of the family group because of the politicians. Oh my gosh, you need to see about and see with heart. Our heart belongs to our family, not to politicians. I think Luana is frozen.
I didn't. Yeah, I'm listening now. So
You are frozen
anyone
again.
say,
Marcio, go ahead. Luana is frozen.
gosh.
Yeah. Yes. Guys, voting for me, think better, believe in a better country, a better education, and my children be better education, better opinion. Yes, guys, voting for me. Yes, better country. Yeah, education first. Yes.
Yeah, anyone else want to say something?
I think my votes for me represent the Brazil I want to see in the future, because I will continue live here. So I think everyone has to study and vote, thinking what you want to see in the country for the next years, what changes you want to see, and what you expect for you, what you want in this country in the future. So yes, it's very important.
So I think now we can talk about what we thought about this topic, if it was great or not, and if it's important or not, and how important it is to talk about this without fighting, and just to share our thoughts. So, Vanda, what did you think about this topic today?
Yeah, this topic is so difficult and easy in the same time, because it's difficult if you don't respect each other and get to fight. But it's so important to think about voting, and your voting is maybe changing our country. I don't believe in changes, because for me it's all the same thing. Politicians in all the time, in all the parties with color green or color yellow or color orange, for me it's the same. But it's important to choose. Your heart needs to talk to you, and vote is important for the democracy, for the feelings of citizen. It's more important.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I agree that it's almost the same too. Like we can change a lot. Like they don't change a lot. But yeah, I agree with you. So Matthew, what about you? What did you think about this topic?
About the stock, nice. Topic, good, important, and difficult, and our mind, but very important. You have to believe, yes, our country, because country, it's very, very, very good. Our country, nice. Congratulations on the questions.
Yeah. So Andressa, what about you?
I think we shouldn't treat politics with the same like football games. The people treat politics with these emotions. I think we should. Discussions is important, but we have to discussion with respect, and it's the democracy. We have different opinions about what's the best for the country, but we have to have these opinions with respect and respect the others. But of course, your opinion has to respect the right of other people in this country too. So yes, I think discussion is not bad. I think it's important.
Yeah, we see a lot of like people that treat them as football players, like you said. Like there are a lot of like people that are a huge fan of someone and they see everything on the internet the whole day, they are on Facebook. Oh my God, look what he did. Yeah, like an idol. So yeah, it's crazy to treat them as an idol because they sometimes, like Wanda said, one day they are gonna be together and you guys are fighting for nothing. So I still believe one day maybe they are gonna be together and you're fighting for nothing. Yeah, because it happens. Politics are like that. So yeah, the fanatics they are crazy. So yeah, that's it. And I love to talk about this topic. I think it's really important because we are gonna vote almost right now this week. So it's important to be conscious about what you want to change in your country, and it helps a lot about who are you going to choose. And yeah, it's not about fight. I don't think so. It's not about who is right or who is wrong. I think it's about what you want to change in our future, in our country, and what they have to add to our country in the future. Not about what they did in the past or they did, it's about the future, I think, and what they have to change for us and to add. And yeah, that's why I think it's important to discuss about this and without fighting. And yeah, that's why I like to talk to you. And yeah, it was great to share our thoughts today. And that's it. So thank you for coming today, I guess.
Thank you. It was a great talk. I enjoyed so much to talk with you guys. It's a great time for thought about your vote and thought about and improve our English. It's the most important thing now.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's great to improve and to learn new things too. And yeah, I love it.
Yes, I enjoyed it too. It was great.
Thank you for coming today. I love to see you here, and I hope I see you next week too. So, yeah, bye bye, guys.
Bye bye. Thank you.